Come on in, welcome to my home. Today we are going to talk about some Christmas drinks. Yes, I made some really good drinks that you can make too, because, a lot of times when it comes to Christmas time, you want something good and you want something different, and not necessarily alcoholic. These are all non-alcoholic drinks. They do take a little preparation, but they are worth it. And I mean really and truly worth it. I had so much fun making these, and these were so good. And I'm going to tell you what my favorite one was at the end of this. But first, I will tell you that all the links to the recipes are down below in the description. I did not come up with these recipes by myself. Nope. These are from other people, and I tested them out. And yeah, you might want to test them out too. Alright, let's start with our first recipe. Our first one is a really simple one. Our first recipe is maple cream cold brew. This recipe is simple to make. I mean, it does take some time. The first thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to make some maple cold brew coffee. You can find maple coffee in various different varieties of everything. And like I said, the links to the description are down below. But the easiest thing to do is to just put your coffee into the coffee press. I'm using a French press. Then add your water, and then let it sit. I let mine sit for 24 hours. Then I just pressed down and poured it into a glass. My container gave me about 1.5 cups. You only need 1 cup to make this. So yeah, you can double it and make 2, maybe 3. I would triple it then, make 3 different drinks. But this is so good. Okay, so now that we've got our coffee made, let's make our cream. The cream is also just as easy. We are using milk. We are using milk. For our milk, I'm using oat milk. I'm using whipping cream or heavy cream, or I think it's also called double cream. Then maple syrup. The maple syrup is the sweetener in this. It is just wonderful. And of course some vanilla. I made my own vanilla. If you want to learn how to make your own vanilla, click that card. It will show you how to make vanilla. And then a little bit of salt. Now I have a milk frother. You could froth this by hand. You could just whip it up. It is up to you. I just turned my milk frother on and let it go. And that was really fun, because you can walk away and get other things ready, and that's exactly what I did. I let my milk frother go, and then once it was done, I poured my cup of coffee into my glass. Then I added my whipped cream, or yeah, I guess you'd call it whipped cream. Gave it a little stir. Now let's give it a taste. Alright, let's taste our maple cold brew. That's actually really good. The coffee is not bitter. You can definitely taste the maple. I like that. That is really, really good. That is something that I would definitely drink on a frosty. I mean, you can have this hot or cold. I think that the cold brew really makes it taste smooth. Let's go on to our next drink. That was fun. Now our next recipe builds upon that, because I kept thinking to myself, well, what else would be good? How about gingerbread? Okay, there's an extra step, not actually an extra step, there's an extra ingredient in this. With this one, I'm using just regular ground coffee with a tablespoon of ginger. This is ginger root. It is dried. You can use 2 tablespoons depending upon how much ginger flavor you want. Then it's the same process. You put that cup of coffee, your ginger root, and then 2 cups of water into your French press, and then let it sit overnight. After it's set overnight, then you are going to press it down and pour it into the glass, and now you are ready to make your gingerbread syrup. This was easy, and I mean super, super, super easy. One of the first things that you are going to know if you try to do anything with fresh ginger root, you need to figure out how to peel the ginger. The easiest way to peel ginger is with a spoon. You just use the spoon to gently peel off the skin of the ginger. Then once that is peeled off, we're going to set that aside, and then in a pan we are going to lightly maybe roast or fry, I guess you'd call it. What we're going to do is we're going to add our allspice and our cinnamon and get that so that it just cooks so it just is nice and fragrant. Then we are going to add in our other ingredients, which include our brown sugar and water and that ginger root. We're going to simmer that. Now, I simmered mine longer than what you had to. I simmered mine for 25 minutes. The thing is, you want to make sure that your water and your brown sugar have dissolved. Then, once all that is done, you are ready to go. Okay, so then I let that sit. I put mine in the refrigerator and let it sit for 24 hours, strained it, and it was ready. Let's combine these, okay? So this works just the same way as the maple cold brew. We're using our sugar, we are using our whipped cream, we are using our oat milk, and then for the syrup we are using that gingerbread syrup, and then also some vanilla and some salt. Put that through our milk frother, pour a cup of our ginger coffee into the glass, then add our whipped cream and stir it together, and let's give that a taste. Alright, let's taste our gingerbread cold brew. That is really good. Yeah, I like that one. That has like the gingerbread taste, it has the coffee taste. You really can taste the gingerbread a whole lot more. I think the addition to the ginger in the coffee is what really brings that out. That is good. Alright, frozen hot chocolate. This one was pretty fun to make and really simple. I don't know why I've never made this before. Now, when I made this, I followed the recipe, and we'll come back to that. So, the recipe has us using the ice, I'm using oat milk once again, and then our packages of hot chocolate mix. Put those into the blender and blend them. Pour it into your glass. Alright, our frozen hot chocolate. This, I followed the recipe exactly. The next time, I would add at least half a cup more milk. This is really thick. That's good. That is really good. I mean, wow. Like I said, I'd add more milk next time. I'm using oat milk, but yeah, it is super, super good. Creamy and delicious. Now, like I said, this one was the first time that when I followed the recipe, I found that it was a little too thick. So, the next time I make this, I am going to add more oat milk to it. But the cool part about this is, you can make these recipes, you can adjust them so that they taste however you want them to taste, and it gives you a wonderful taste of Christmas. This is so good, and the cool part about this is you could do this at any time. You could also make the cold brew just hot coffee. You could make it like a latte by just using hot coffee instead of cold coffee. These can be so much fun to drink, and they could be made really, really quickly. I'm like really, really impressed and happy with how these came out. You're probably wondering what my favorite was. It was the frozen hot chocolate. I thought that was so, so good. And it was so thick, and like I said, I'd use just a little bit more milk to thin it out, but I am definitely going to be making that again. And if you have some ideas for some drinks, or I'd like to hear what drinks you're making, let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to check the comments, check the description for those recipes and the links to the items that I'm using in this video to make these things. At this time, I'd like to thank these wonderful people who make it possible for me to test out all sorts of recipes and see what kind of drinks we should be drinking this Christmas. If you'd like to support this channel and become part of the channel members or become part of the Patreon family, go ahead and check that link. You can also like and share this video. It lets the YouTube algorithm know that this is a video other people should see. Don't forget to check out those links for those recipes and let them know that I sent you. I love doing this. This is so much fun. I hope you try making these this Christmas, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas. And I'll see you again next week with an idea that came from this very video. I hope you have a good time.